Okay, Dwayne, tell me, how many feet are in a yard? 3. Very good. Okay, next one, letter B. How many millimeters are in a centimeter? I told you guys like 10 times, right? Don't say 1,000 because you got to read it. How many millimeters are in a centimeter? Danielito. 10. I hope you said 10. Letter C. How many inches are in a yard? Emiliana? 36. Okay. How many meters are in a kilometer? Ethan? 1,000. Good job. How many inches are in a foot? Let's see. Frankie? 12. Okay. How many centimeters are in a meter? Andres? 100. How many feet are in a mile? Let's see. Mario? 5,280. Good job. How many millimeters? Okay, look up there if you need to. How many millimeters are in a meter? Let's see. I'm going to call on Oscar. 1,000. Good. And Safir, the last one's for you, Chica. How many yards are in a mile? 1,760. Okay, everyone stop your video. And Abiel, your turn is next. It's coming. Stop your video and tell me, do number 2. Write the abbreviations. The abbreviations means that these little things. M, M, C, M. Okay, you can find them up in your box. FT, YD. What are your abbreviations? Okay? So stop your video and do that. Okay, I hope you stopped your video. Here you go, Abiel. Help me with the first one, letter A. What is your abbreviation for meter? M. That's it, just M, okay? Ooh, who wants to do mile? Mile, let's see. Sabir? M-I. Good job. What about foot? Danielito. FT. Good. What about inch? Dueno. I-N. What about kilometer? Mario? K-M. And what about yard? Andres? Y-D. Okay, hope you guys are understanding. Let's do this part together. Look at letter number 3. Mark an A for true, mark a B for false. Is 1 centimeter bigger than an inch? Well, it kind of says it in your reading, but I'm also going to show you visually. Here's a centimeter, and then here is an inch. Okay, guys, just so you know, this is an inch, a pulgada, and this is a centimeter. Which one is bigger? Is a centimeter bigger than an inch? No. So that is false. Letter B. B, number 2. Is 2 kilometers bigger than a mile? 2 kilometers bigger than a mile. Yes, guys, I'm going to tell you it is because remember, a kilometer is over half of a mile. So if you have a little over half, and then you have a little over half again, then you're over a whole mile. Okay, and letter C. Is 1 meter less than 1 yard? Is 1 meter less than 1 yard? Ooh, when I tell you guys about a meter is a little bit longer than a yard. So that is false. Letter B. Okay, switch on over to page 26. Here we go. Look at number 4. We're going to do this one together too. Ooh, I told you guys it's going to be easy today. Okay, look at letter 4, letter A. Use the ruler in the information box on page 25 to answer these questions. Okay, so here's your ruler on the information box. Okay, so I'm gonna have my book open like this. I don't know about you guys, so that we can use that ruler. Here we go, letter A. Number 4, letter A. When 1 centimeter contains how many millimeters? I told you guys this. How many millimeters are in a centimeter? Frankie? 10. Okay. Letter B. 1 decimeter contains how many centimeters? Ooh. That's gonna be a hard one, don't you think? Almost, if you look though on your ruler. Look at it right here. Here's your centimeter. I mean your decimeter, put it on this your decimeter, and then look at there, 1 centimeter, right? Okay, so it says, how many centimeters are in a decimeter? Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You guys see that? All these little blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 centimeters in a decimeter. Ooh, crazy. Okay, look at letter C. 1 decimeter contains how many millimeters? Okay, well, let's think about that one. There's 10 millimeters in every centimeter. And there's 10 centimeters in every meter. So you have 10 times 10, what is that? 100, there you go. There's 100 millimeters in a decimeter. Look at letter D. Which measure is shorter? Which measure is más pequeño? The centimeter or the millimeter? Ooh, here's a question for Ethan. Tell me, is it shorter a centimeter or is a millimeter shorter? Guys, definitely a millimeter, look. I hope you got it right, Ethan. This is a centimeter and there's 10 millimeters inside because they're super, super tiny. Okay, look at letter E. Which measure is longer, the decimeter or the centimeter? Which one is longer? Let's see, who should we call on Emiliana? Which one's longer, the decimeter or the centimeter? Decimeter, guys, because there's 10 decimeters inside a millimeter, inside a meter. And there's 100 centimeters, so centimeters are this big, and decimeters are like probably this big, okay? Letter S, does it take more millimeters or centimeters to make a decimeter? Does it take more millimeters or more centimeters to make a decimeter? Millimeters because it's small, so Miss Jessica answered that question for you, okay? Let us do, I'm not going to do number 5 with you. I want you guys to think about number 5. The only thing I'm going to tell you is, look at letter B. Okay, look what the instructions are. Choose the best measure, foot, yard, or mile. Foot is this big. Yard, remember, is this big. And mile is like from here until the stone castle, which is pretty long, okay? It's the longest one you got. You need to decide how you're going to measure these. How are you going to measure a snake? With a foot, a yard, or a mile? Well, I'm going to give you a piece that it's not a mile, okay? For a serpiente. But look at letter B. Letter B is a city block. That means like part of the city. How are you going to measure that? And letter C, a track. A track is where people run to do a carrera, okay, like in the canchita. So you guys have to decide how you're going to measure those things, okay? Other than that, I'm not going to help you with anything else. However, I know that some of you guys are not having fun doing division. So I'm not going to do any of your divisions on here today because you only have 2 hard ones. But I am going to grab one from another part of the book and help you remember what the rules are so that we can work with them. Okay, so let's look at this one. So we know that the first thing you need to look at, you guys, is your 7. And you say, okay, is that less than 5 or 5 and bigger? Well, it's 5 and bigger. When we know that it's 5 and bigger, the rule is, you guys, that this number in our mind goes up to 4, goes up 1, okay? So we put the 3 up to 4 in our mind to help us estimate. Okay, cool. Can 4 go into 4? Yes, it can. How many times? 1. So I'm going to put that 1 on top of the 6. But Miss Jessica, why on top of the 6 when you put the 4 into the 4? It's because the 37 goes into 46, right? Okay, so here we go. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, and subtract. This is 16 and this is 3. 60 minus 7 is 9. And this is 90. Okay, so now keep it in mind again, the 4 is in your mind. How many times can 4 go into 9? 2 times. So we're going to put the 2 right here. 2 times 7 is 14. Put the 1 up here. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay, and then you subtract. 10 minus 4 is 6. 8 minus 7 is 1. Okay, and then you bring this down to 3. How many times can 4 go into 16? 4 times. So let's see if it works. Put your 4 up here. 4 times 7 is 8. 4 times 3 plus 2 is 14. And subtract. 13 minus 8 is 5. 5 minus 4 is 1. And that's our remainder. 15. Okay? Remember that if this number is less than 4, you don't change this one in your mind. You just keep this the same. Okay? And hopefully that'll help you not let those divisions be your enemy. Okay? Last part of the lesson for today, I'm going to show it to you. Just like the other day, and I don't know if everybody understood, but it's okay. I'm going to give us one more day to figure it out and then review it a little bit next week too, because I think some people were confused. I want you to start making practice cards for your for your conversions, pardon. Like little practice cards. Like if you look right here, here's the question, then on the back is the answer so you can see if you're doing it right. Okay? These are the ones that for today you're going to put on your cards. So guys, how many years are in a decade? A decada. Remember, I just taught you what deca means. Deca means 10. So there's 10 years in a decade. So what are you going to do? You're going to take a card. You're going to put right here. Years equals 1 decade. And on the back put 10 because your answer is 10. Okay? Look at the next one. How many years are in a score? Well, it's on your sheet, but I'm going to help you. This is a new one. 20. 20 years in a score. So you take a new card, okay? Not the same one. You take a new card, you put years equals 1 score, and on the back you put 20, because that's your answer. Look at this one. How many years are in a century? Well, I just taught you centi means what? 100. So 100 years in a century. Take another card, put years equals century, and on the back put 100. How many years are in a millennium? Everyone say that word. Millennium. Well, milli means what? 1,000. So there's 1,000 years in a millennium. Okay. All done with years. How many ounces are in a pound? Remember, a pound is LB because it's libra in Spanish. 16 ounces. How many pounds are in a ton? 2,000. Guys, an ounce is very small, okay? An ounce is very small. There's 16 ounces in a pound. A pound is kind of like your mom's cell phone, okay? Or like these scissors weigh a pound. There's 16 ounces in this thing. But there's 2,000 pounds in a ton. That's at least half an elephant. That's huge. A ton is really, really big. And how many grams are in a kilogram? 1,000 grams are in a kilogram. You guys want to know something about a kilogram? A kilogram isn't that big. A kilogram's a little like a pound. So there's 1,000 grams. A gram is so tiny. A gram is like a paperclip, okay? Or even smaller than that. Crazy. You're gonna put all those on cards. And then you're done for today. But be practicing those cards because they're gonna help you go fast in math. Love you guys. Have a great weekend.